Hey everyone, I'm Marlene, and welcome to the Tips for Guitar Playing Success podcast. Today's tip is how to change your strings in 7 easy steps. This podcast is brought to you in part by Gator. Whether you just need a bag to gig with on the weekends, or a frequent flyer needing a flight-friendly TSA Series case, or a dedicated road warrior bringing your instruments on tour, Gator has a solution for you. For the stuff you love, guard it with Gator. Think changing your strings is a daunting task? Well, think again, because in this episode, I'm going to break it down into 7 simple steps that anyone can do, even if you've never changed strings before. By the end of this episode, your guitar will be sounding fresh and you'll feel like a total pro. As always, a big shout out this week and thank you to our fellow guitarists joining us from the Czech Republic, Taiwan, Turkey, and Nepal. By the way, if you listen on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your podcasts, or if you're watching on YouTube, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button right now. Then you'll be the first to know about the episodes, and I'd love it if you'd share this with your guitar playing buddies. Now, on to today's tip. This episode picks up where last week's episode left off, the cleaning and polishing episode. So if you haven't yet listened to that episode, hit the pause button and go back and check out that episode so your guitar is fully cleaned and polished before you get started. Once you've done that, then you're ready to put your new strings on your guitar. By the way, today's episode is about changing out acoustic guitar steel strings. In a future episode, I'll cover changing out nylon strings. Step 1. Place your guitar on a hard, flat surface. Doesn't have the strings on it, of course. And then get your supplies ready. So you'll need a full set of strings, a tuner, a wire cutter, so you can use a needle nose plier with a wire cutter, or if you have a key winder that has a wire cutter. And then a key winder if you'd like. It's not mandatory, but when you do get to the winding portion of string changing, it can be very helpful. The other thing I would recommend is to play some music or maybe have a movie playing while you're changing out your strings. Especially the first time, it may take you a little while. It took me more than an hour to change out my strings the first time, although it does get better because now I can change 3 guitars in one episode of Wheel of Fortune. And I thought you might enjoy knowing this little bit of trivia. The Guinness World Record for changing out strings is 31.5 guitars in 1 hour. It was done by a gentleman in Australia. His name is Glenn Haworth, and you should check it out. I put the link in the show notes, so if you want to watch him changing out those strings lickety-split, I think you'll enjoy it. But just know that it's going to take you a little while, and that's what it is. It is what it is. Let's move on to step 2. You're now ready to attach the strings at the bridge. First things first, you want to check out how your string set is designated because each string is individual and is labeled. In some packaging, it's labeled with separate envelopes, and some manufacturers designate each string with a different colored ball end. So check it out so you know which string goes where. So I like to start with string number 6. So you place the string in the hole, you place the pin with the groove facing the string, you press it down, and then pull on the string as you're pressing it down to make sure it's in there snugly. And then you probably guessed it, go ahead and do the other remaining strings. Step 3. Now we're ready to attach the strings on the headstock. Do them one at a time. I like to start with string 6. And basically, what you're going to do is bring that string up along the neck and to the headstock where it's at the machine head. Now, this string will be attached here, but what you want to do is stretch it 1.5 machine heads out and bend the string right there. Now you'll thread that string through the hole on the machine head, and the place where you bent the string is your stopping point. Now you're ready to wind the strings. You want to begin winding where the string will go just below the sound hole and then continue to wind to the bottom of the machine head. As I mentioned before, this can take a little while, so that's where that key winder can be really helpful. So you're going to do the same thing for the other 5 strings. And now when you get to string 2, one little difference on strings 2 and 1, you'll begin winding just above the hole and then the rest of it below. Step 6. So all 6 of your strings are on, they're connected at the bridge, they're connected at the head. Now it's tuning time. Let the fun begin, because I think you're going to find it's pretty interesting how untuned they are. And even though you've turned those tuning pegs a lot, you'll still need to turn them some more. So you can hear how it's still stretching out. Almost there. There we go. And you can sometimes hear that creaking in the strings. They're just getting more stretch to them, because that's what happens. Okay. Sometimes they almost sound like a rubber band when you're at this point. You might be surprised, like I said, how much you'll have to continue turning the tuning pegs, even though you feel like you've been winding for years. Almost. Okay. Ooh, now that one definitely feels like a rubber band. So I'm going to be probably turning that quite a bit. That actually was almost spot on. So go back and retune your guitar. That's step 7. And it's just a little bit off, just a hair. This one too. Ooh, that one's a little more off than I'd like. That one's quite a bit off still, even though I just had it tuned. And that one's a little off. That one's not too bad. Now you're ready to enjoy the dazzling and beautiful sounds of your guitar with a fresh set of strings. I hope this episode's tip has helped you to continue expanding your guitar playing skills and knowledge. If you'd like to learn more, please check out the many learning resources available at marlenesmusic.com. Thank you for joining today's podcast, and as I like to say, play on.